It's got a lot of, this has got a lot of bass to it.
Yeah.
Like Meghan Trainor.
No treble.
All that bass.
No treble. Can't believe we just did that.
No, we didn't. I did.
I'm here. I'm part of it. By association. I'm guilty by association.
Welcome back to Bourbon Theory. I'm Bill.
I'm Josh.
And we have got our second broad branch rye here. So this is their 10-year that they call it. It's actually 10 years, 10 months, and 6 days. It was barreled on January 1st, 2013, and it was bottled on October 7th, 2024.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
So it's their anniversary edition. So it's crazy to think that they opened their doors in 2013 and then had the wherewithal to just let a 10-year-old just sit.
For a small distiller to be able to do that.
Yes. Because that's rare. That doesn't really happen. Yeah. Usually they're like, oh, we got four-year-old product. We got to push it out. Let's go.
And this one is a 110 proof.
Yes.
So
10 proof jump from the regular release 6-year rye. And then we tried this one also at the distillery, which the video is live on our YouTube channel.
Just a few days, about 5 days ago now, by the time you're seeing this.
So if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Go watch it.
It was a great video.
And while you're at it, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, now's a great time. Right down there in that lower right corner for you.
It's on that side.
No, it's not. No, I'll show him in a minute. So anyway, that's where it's at. And hit that icon and subscribe to us. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button. And by the way, if you find out that I'm right, definitely hit that subscribe.
You're talking about on a phone?
Yes.
Okay.
When it's turned landscape. Also on a television. It's the same way.
Sorry, I watch YouTube videos on a computer, and it's down there.
Okay. So.
But enough with the random crap.
With the squabbling?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should never squabble with me. 2 reasons. 1, I'm your father, and 2, I'm right. Actually, it should be 1, I'm right, 2, I'm your father. But anyway.
Man. Again, really great color.
Oh, yeah.
This one almost appears a little lighter.
That's what I was going to say. And you know what? As we were looking at some of these, it was a little bit lighter. But you know, they had, and if you've watched the video, you'll see this of the tour. Then you're going to see this, that they have got some of their barrels that they're aging in that are a light char or a toast, and they're a wave stave. So the staves were cut in a wave to expand the amount of wood that comes in contact with the rye.
Yeah. We don't know if that's what happened here.
No, we don't know.
I would say that this is probably a char 3 or 4.
But we did
regular.
But we did try one of those, and it was very light. It was 7, almost 8 years old.
Yeah, and it was incredibly light.
It was very light, but it was very good, very oaky too.
Yeah. So let's talk about the nose, shall we?
Sweeter than the other one.
Apologies for the dog barks, by the way. Man,
this one is actually a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, this one has a little bit more of a traditional bourbon-like sweetness to it.
Yeah, and it's more melded. Than the 6-year was. Doesn't appear to be as thick.
I don't know. I think it's thicker.
But it's a phenomenal nose.
That rye mint is still there.
Yeah,
but there's a significant molasses note.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. I don't want to wait.
Yeah,
I don't want to wait.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So more oak here. More rye spice. Significant pepper.
There's a bit of bite on this.
Yeah, there is. Considerably more oak.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of sweetness on the palate.
Yeah. This is much more rye grain spice, pepper, and mint. Not peppermint, pepper.
Yeah.
And mint.
Yeah, the mint is a little more pronounced as it finishes.
Yeah.
Definitely like a black pepper that comes through on it. It's
all right, that opened up a little bit of a fruitiness.
Yeah, a little bit. It also popped that pepper just a bit more too.
Yeah, it's like fresh peppercorn now.
Like if you take, if I'm doing something in particular in cooking, I'll take pretty fresh spices and I will warm them, especially if it's peppercorns and some things like that. And then I'll take a pestle and I will, a mortar and pestle, and I will then crush them and grind them by hand. At that point, I'm telling you, man, that aroma that comes off as you were roasting those in a pan or warming them in a pan is really, really good.
Yeah, there is like a fruit that's in here now. I'm having trouble picking it out.
I'm getting that berry on the nose. Now that one drop of water really toned down the pepper on the palate. For me, it did. It also toned down the oak. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a good hug off of it.
Yeah, that rye spice is really shining after the water. The mint has sort of lessened. There's a little bit of that fruitiness coming through on the palate now. Not a lot. But this is a totally different experience from their 6-year.
Yeah,
totally different.
And these ryes are totally, like we said it before on the 6-year, they're a totally different rye than anything else
that we've tried.
We've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's that Eastern Washington rye, prairie rye that they use. So completely different. If you're looking for something different, you're looking for a different profile, you're looking for a good profile, this is definitely something to try out. I can't remember exactly where the prices come in. The 6-year I think is about $70. This one I think was about $120, $130, somewhere in there.
The only issue with this is that it's their anniversary edition, so I don't know how available it is.
I did mark them. It's 107. 107. I had to figure out which way it was. So 107. So for a 10-year-old, rye at 110 proof,
and not a lot of ryes out there and are aged that long,
and from a craft distillery.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing you've got to keep in account. I actually responded to a comment about a Still Austin video that we did, talking about $50 was insane for that. And what I responded with is it's $50 from a craft distillery. Wild Turkey, Jim Beam, Buffalo Trace, they can release product for $25, $35 and get away with it just fine because they're making money hand over fist on other things. These craft distillers,
and they're doing it at high volume,
incredibly high volume. Craft distillery, their volume is not even, it's less than a quarter of what one of those big ones are. It's less than a tenth of what those big ones are. So they really have to carefully craft their spirits.
And that's the key. It gives them time to focus on their craft.
Yes.
And we heard that quite a bit from Charles as he was taking us through. Yeah. We went through where their grinder is as they grind the rye.
Yeah, he walked us through the entire distilling process for them, every little step that they take, every little measure that they go through.
Their heating and cooling towers, and they don't use flame at all because that could be a big problem. And just everything that they do, and it's all on a small scale. You're not going to find big fermenting tanks.
Nope.
You're not going to find the big Cypress tanks that you're going to find at a Castle and Key or at a Woodford or something like that, because they're doing it on a much, much smaller scale. Yeah. So they put a lot of care into what they do. So,
and talk about care. This to have the care and the forethought when they opened their distillery to take barrels of one of the, probably amongst the first runs they did, probably after they got their science set, and put them away and not touch them for 10 years.
This one was actually, it says it was distilled in Washington State. So I'm trying to remember completely here if they kind of bought part of something else there, and then they moved it here to North Carolina.
It's entirely possible that they did some practice distilling out there before they started shipping all that rye to them.
Right.
Because that would be very expensive.
Yeah. And
I'm sure it is incredibly expensive.
Either way, they're being very transparent about what they did.
Yes. So, yeah. Full mash bill is on the back of every single bottle. I mean, you can email them. And Anna, who appears in our video,
will reply,
on a Sunday afternoon, got back to me within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we went back and forth for probably
about scheduling
an hour.
a tour. So,
yeah. So, just great people.
Yeah. Great people.
Great whiskey.
Yes.
Rye royalty.
Yes. And we do have a bourbon for them too.
We do.
That will be the next video.
That will be on Friday for you folks. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned. Subscribe again if you have not.
And
check out Broad Branch.
Well, let's give them a reading. What do you think?
It's an A-. It's going to live in the same territory, but for a totally different reason.
Same thing for me. It's a B+, just like the 6-year was. This one, this has more. It has less of the fruity, less of the sweet,
and more of that dark,
more of the
aged
rye. That deep, like that bass.
Yeah,
it's got a lot. This has got a lot of bass to it.
Yeah,
like Megan Trainor.
No treble.
All that bass.
No treble. Can't believe we just did that.
No, we didn't. I did.
I'm here. I'm part of it. By association. I'm guilty by association. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us.
And I already said it, but I'll say it again. So like great ryes, our videos get better with time.
We'll stay uncut and unfiltered for you. And as always, take care of yourselves.